Okay, so the internet sensation Sam Sulek. What do I think about him? Got a lot of comments be like, "What do you think about Sam Sulek?" All right, so I subbed to Sam when I think he was at like sub 20,000, or it was like 14,000 or 40,000 or something like that, and now he's at almost 3 million, right? And so first of all, I want to say good for him. This is amazing. This is like literally. I was talking to Derek from More Dates about this, and we were texting like that. This is like unheard of. The level of growth of this. My growth on Star Wars Theory was literally unheard of. 1 million subscribers in just about a year, a little over a year. This is something completely different, and the quality of content is just like there is no real editing. It's just him point and shoot, and it's like amazing. It's exactly what people want because it's so different from like the edited, everything special. It's him just training. It's a dude going to the gym and training, and there's a certain he's got great voice, certain calmness to it, and it's almost like ASMR in the gym, and so it speaks to people, and people love that. And he's young. Now, what do I think of his advice? Look, man, when I was his age, was like 22 or something. I didn't really know all that much. I was figuring it out as I was going, and that was in 2012. I'm almost 34 now, and I can say I've learned a shit ton from the coaches that I've hired: Dan Green, Eric Lillybridge, Ron Partlow, and Chris Davies with Strongman. I've learned so much about not just my body, but about training and how to train properly, nutrition, what to eat, what not to eat. I was an extremely skinny kid, and I learned how to get huge off of eating literally shit and having a very poor diet and thinking that that's, the powerlifting way of training. There wasn't nearly as much information back then as there is now today. And I almost feel like that's better because today there's just over flooded information of a whole bunch of shit, and you don't really know what to believe or what to adhere by and what to refute. So with Sam's content, you have a young guy that's, in my opinion, blasting steroids. And I don't know what he takes, I don't know what he's on, but I don't think personally, in my opinion, that he's natural. So that being said, there is a level of street cred that comes with taking steroids and looking really good. Right? So if he was natural, do I think he would have the same level of success? Not in a billion years. But the thing is, it isn't just about his level of his physique, it's also the cadence of his content and how calm and everything he is, and just his overall welcoming personality. So I don't think his advice is really all that amazing. There's a lot of stuff he says that I think is quite polarizing. But, I think back to when I was his age, and I had a fitness channel too. I've taken it down pretty much. It's called Two's Training. And the advice I was giving on there, all those videos are still up. They're like unlisted. They're on private. And I cringe at some of the shit that I used to say, some of the shit I used to do. And it was just like, ugh, But I was 22. I was a kid. I didn't know anything. I was starting my fitness journey, and I was starting to get into all the lifting. And the community back then was absolutely peak. Like the powerlifting community, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, peak. Eric Lillybridge, Ernie Lillybridge Sr., Ernie Lillybridge Jr., Pete Rubish, Chris Hickson, rest in peace. Freaking Dan Paschalk, George Lehman, Derek Kendall. Man, there's just so much shit that was great in that. I'm digressing, dude. I'm talking about the golden days, the old days. Ed Cohen, all these guys, they were still Amit Sapir, um, Dan Green. It was just Ryan Hawthorne. It was just a really great time. And I remember there wasn't much information that I really like could grasp on. It was just my own experience, and my own experience was like, but fuck all, right? So I didn't really know all that much. I was kind of learning as I went, and you learn there's tons of bro science. I mean, one of the most bro sciencey things that I heard when I was a kid was in high school was like, if you shave your chest, it allows for more protein synthesis. This was the kind of shit that we were going off, and we're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like I can't even grow chest hair, but yeah, I'm gonna start shaving, like up to the skin. It was all this kind of crap. And now, you got Sam, insane physique, not achievable naturally, in my opinion. And he's given out advice for things that work for him. Now, the dangerous part about this is that when you are taking drugs, which in my opinion, I think he is, you don't truly know what exactly is working and what isn't. Is it your diet? Is it your training? Is it your sleep? Or is it the drugs? right? It takes like a professional bodybuilder who has been doing this for years to really dial it all in and to know what's going on. And that's why I'm a huge advocate of not jumping on drugs in your 20s if you're not going to be competing and being a pro bodybuilder or trying to achieve that pro card. I truly believe that you should accelerate in your natty potential as much as you can and actualize your natty potential as much as you can until you reach a bit of a limit or you're like, okay, good. You know what? I know what my body's capable of. I know what happens if I eat these foods. I become a bloated tub of shit. I become a water balloon. This one makes me dry and peeled, but I'm weak as fuck. This one helps my injuries if I eat like this and eat a lot of sodium. When I was powerlifting, I had some injuries in my elbows and shit. Man, I would just go and down a shit ton of soy sauce with my sushi, and my God, my joint pain was gone. You experiment with it, but I looked like a goddamn water balloon. Like it looked like I've never taken D-ball, but literally looked like I was on D-ball. Like my face was so round, but I was strong as fuck. I was unbelievably strong. It was crazy. A 600 deadlift, 500 squat, easy at just under 200 pounds, around 200 pounds. And 210 was my biggest. And I was a big boy, right? So I definitely learned through my trial and error. And that's the dangerous part about being on drugs when you're young is that you haven't learned that trial and error. And so a lot of the advice you give, you look great and people are like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure. You go into a supplement store back in those days and the guy was yoked out of his mind. He was juiced out of his mind or he was jacked. And you take whatever advice that he gives because you're going into this place. You think, okay, this guy's more professional than me. He obviously does this for a living and he's working behind the counter and he takes all these supplements and he knows all about lifting and nutrition, how to get a sick physique. And so you think, okay, well, I'm going to take whatever advice this guy has to say and I'm going to do it. And he could be on like shit ton of Tren and not know anything about nutrition, not know any, because Tren is a nutrition practitioner. So you could go out and eat shit McDonald's all day, every day on Tren, and you will be striated, you'll have abs, you'll look good. It doesn't matter. You're going to be fucking up your organs and destroying yourself. Probably die young, most likely, in my opinion, but that's their prerogative. So I like Sam Sulek, I like his videos, but not so much for the knowledge as much. He's just doing the shit that I did when I was his age. And looking back now, I'm like, 10, 12 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, I'm like, ugh, not too smart. But he's figuring it out and he's now working with, some of the most experienced in the industry. And so he's definitely achieving a different level of intelligence when it comes to dieting, nutrition, training, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think, his journey will only improve going forwards. But in the meantime, I think, take a lot of the advice that you see on the internet with a bit of a grain of salt as they're learning and figuring it out. He's a kid. He looks great. He's learning his shit and he's taking some stuff. So, I think. So, that's what I got to say about that. Otherwise, kudos to him. He's doing an amazing job. He's doing what we all wish we could do and be super successful at making videos that we like. I would love it if my gym channel blew up like that. I don't know if I'll strike gold twice in that sense, with with Star Wars theory and then, but hey, that would be cool. That'd be amazing. But yeah, hey, stay tuned for the videos coming. I'm going to be going to Gold's Gym Venice when we're in LA in a couple days and checking it out for the first time. So hope you guys are going to be staying tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Sam Sulek. I think he's a nice kid, and I wish him all the best and all the success and more. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.